Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Hey, good morning.
Morning, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, did you talk to Shamaguri yet, or?
No, she said she was not able to talk. And she would talk to me when she was ready. I wrote her a lot of things now.
Yeah. Okay. It's just people go through what they go through.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't let her go.
Yeah. Well, people need to do. Sometimes they need to get some experiences. Yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama
Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama
Rama Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hare
Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare 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 Rama
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Rama
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Rama Rama
Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama
Rama
Rama
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
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 Rama
Rama Hare
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
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 Rama
Rama Hare Rama
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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare Hare
Rama
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
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 Rama
Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Rama Hare
Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama
Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Rama
Hare
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 Rama
Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama
Hare Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Rama
Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare Rama
Hare Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare Hare
Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hare Hare
Rama Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
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 Rama
Rama
Rama Rama Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jesus Srila Prabhupada Jesus Srila Prabhupada Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Jesus Srila Prabhupada Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasadi, Gora, Bhaktivinda, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna
Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Nityananda. Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna
Shri
Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Shri
Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna.
Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Shri
Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya,
Nityananda, Shri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna
Shri Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya.
Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jaya Shri Krishna
Shri
Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Shri Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Jesus.
Hare
Shri
Krishna.
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Shri
Krishna.
Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Jaya Shri
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Jaya
Krishna Krishna,
Shri.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya
Hare
Shri.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna. Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna.
Hare,
Krishna. Krishna.
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram.
Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Ram, Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama.
Rama
Rama, Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna.
Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Rama,
Hare Ram.
Rama Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna. Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna.
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama,
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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare. Hare Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Rama
Rama,
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 Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna
Krishna. Krishna.
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna. Krishna.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama, Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare. Krishna. 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 Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Hare. Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama.
Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna, oh my Lord, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hari Hari
Hare
Hari
Rama,
Krishna Hari Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Hare
Hari
Krishna, Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Rama Hari
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Hari
Hare Hare Rama,
Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hari Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hari
Rama,
Rama Rama
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Krishna,
Hari
Hare Rama, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Hari Hari
Krishna
Rama Hari
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Krishna Hari Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hari
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Hari
Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama Rama
Hare
Hari
Rama,
Hari Hari Krishna
Rama
Hari
Rama, Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari
Krishna,
Rama Rama
Krishna
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hari
Krishna,
Hari Hari
Hare
Rama Hari
Hare Rama,
Rama
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama
Rama
Hari Hari
Rama,
Hari Krishna
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama,
Hari Krishna
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hari
Krishna,
Hari Hari
Hare
Rama Hari Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hari Hari
Rama,
Hari Krishna Hari Krishna
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Rama,
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
Rama Rama,
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Hari
Krishna,
Hari
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hari
Hare Rama,
Rama
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare,
Krishna Hari
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hari
Krishna,
Hari
Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama
Rama
Rama
Rama, Hare
Hari Hari
Hare,
Hari Krishna
Krishna,
Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama
Rama
Rama Hari
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare,
Krishna Hari
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hari
Hare,
Hari Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Rama
Rama, Hare
Hari Hari
Hare,
Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hari
Krishna,
Hari Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare,
Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Hare,
Rama
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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hari
Hare
Rama
Hare, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare, Hare
Hari
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama Rama Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hari
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hari
Krishna,
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare, Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama,
Hari Hari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hari
Krishna,
Hari
Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hari
Hare
Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna
Krishna,
Hari
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari
Rama Rama Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Ram Hari Rama
Krishna Hare
Rama
Ram
Rama
Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hari 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 Ram Hari Rama Rama
Rama
Rama
Rama
Hari Hari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Ram Hari Ram Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari Ram Hari
Hare
Ram
Rama
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 Rama Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hari 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 Ram Hari Ram Rama Rama
Rama
Hari Hari
Rama
Hari
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Ram Hari Ram Rama
Rama
Rama Hari
Rama
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hari
Hare
Hari Rama Rama Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari Rama
Hare Rama Hare
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Rama
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
Hare Rama
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 Hari
Hare
Hari Hari Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama
Rama
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama Hare Rama
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 Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare Hare Oh my Lord Krishna Oh my Lord Krishna
Hare
Oh my Lord Krishna Oh my Lord Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Hare
Rama Hari
Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hari
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Rama
Rama, Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari
Hare Krishna, Hare
Rama Rama Hari Hari
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hari
Rama,
Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari
Hare
Hari
Krishna, Hare
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 Rama,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna,
Hari Hari
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hari Rama
Rama,
Rama
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 Rama,
Hari
Hare
Hari Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari
Rama,
Hari Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama
Rama Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare
Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
Rama Rama,
Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
Krishna Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari
Krishna,
Rama Hari
Hare Hare
Rama
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Ram
Rama
Ram Hare
Rama Rama,
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hari Hari
Hare
Hari Rama
Rama
Hari Rama Rama Rama
Rama Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari Hari
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Ram Hari
Hare
Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama,
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama Hare
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari
Rama Rama Hari Hari Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari
Rama
Hari
Hari
Krishna
Hari Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari
Rama Hari Hari Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama Hari
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 Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama
Hari Rama Hari Rama Rama
Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Hari 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 Rama
Rama Rama Hari Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hari
Rama Rama Hari
Rama Rama Hari Hari
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari
Rama Rama Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
Rama
Rama Rama Hari
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shiva Sadi Gora Bhaktivinoda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shiva Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gora Shri Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gora Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Gora Bhaktivinoda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gora Bhaktivinoda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gora Bhaktivinoda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gora Bhaktivinoda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gora Bhaktivinoda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhaktivinoda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktivinoda
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Govinda Lilamrita, the first chapter. Radha and Krishna, seeing signs of their girlfriend's laughter, looked at each other's faces with blooming eyes and became struck with wonder, merging in a swelling ocean of bliss. Radha and Krishna, seeing the signs of their girlfriend's laughter, looked at each other's faces with blooming eyes and became struck with wonder. Oh, oh yeah. Radha and Krishna, seeing the signs of their girlfriend's laughter, looked at each other's faces with blooming eyes and became struck with wonder, merging in a swelling ocean of bliss. Because Radhika's fine dark blue sari was so much like Krishna's own complexion, he was as if merged in it, unrecognizable. Similarly, Radhika almost vanished in dear Hari's bright yellow cloth, like milk inside a golden conch shell. Then Lalita, upset at seeing the rising sun spoiling the two lovers' playful nectarian enjoyment, angrily spoke. Angrily spoke the following above abusive words. "O Radhe, look at this rising sun. Because of it breaking the enjoyment of the best of women with their lovers, he lost both his legs through leprosy. Still, still, he will not give up." The saying, "It is difficult to give up one's nature," is certainly true. Casting her glance, reddened by anger at the breaking of her love happiness at the sky, reddening by the sunrise, King Vishnu Banu's daughter smiled because of Lalita's words and spoke the following sweet words. "The sun sets." Oh, Krishna, rain. Okay. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, I have to take care of this generator. Be right back.
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama.
All right, here we go. Seeing the charming beauty of the morning time and being intoxicated with joy over drinking Radhika's ambrosial words, Krishna forgot to return to the village and told the queen of his heart, "Dearmost one, dearest one, look at the eastern direction, the wife of the sun, seeing the sun rising in the morning, his body reddened by touching the other directions. Directions are female, turned red out of envy, like the mistress who sees her lover approaching at dawn, with the sign of love enjoyment of another lady on his body. O intoxicated girl, this lotus flower says to the water lily, O lily, look, even though he is the destroyer of darkness of all sins, and is most peaceful, your lover. Most peaceful. Your lover is the moon has fallen from the sky after touching the morning red greed. This Brahmin who was twice born, like the moon, fell from his caste after drinking Varuni wine. Hearing these words from the lotus flower, who is exclusively dependent on the now rising sun, and very happy through its association, its warm rays, the water lily becomes shy and covers her face with the petals of the morning sun, with the petals of the morning. Okay, have to change now. Okay, let's see here. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. It didn't work out. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Oops. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. This is Mukunda Gets the Mercy. This is in Chaitanya Mangal somewhere. Yeah, you mute your microphone, River. I think I hear some noise. Srivas Thakur. Srivas Thakur and his three brothers sang auspicious songs. Haridas chanted, Hari, Hari, roaring in ecstasy. They glorified the transcendental qualities of Gauranga. Comparing him to Kishori, Radha and Krishna, Murari Gupta, and Mukunda also praise Prabhu. They are just like mad bees hovering over the Lord's sweet lotus feet. They are just like mad bees hovering over the Lord's sweet lotus feet, hankering to taste the nectar of love. Keeping Gauranga in the center, the devotees surrounded the Lord and blissfully chanted, Jai, Jai. Oops. Oops. 120. Krishna. Okay. There we go. From all directions, the devotees were madly weeping for Krishna's love. Some devotees warmly embraced each other. Others sang the glories of Gaurahari. Gadadhar Pandit fell down at Prabhu's feet and said, What incomparable beauty is standing here. Gauranga's lotus face turned pink in ecstasy. The bumps of delight, appearing like strings of golden pearls, erupted all over his transcendental body. Gadadhar Pandit fell down at Prabhu's feet and said, What incomparable beauty is standing here. What incomparable beauty is standing here. Gauranga's lotus face turned pink in ecstasy. The tiny bumps of delight appearing like strings of golden pearls erupted all over his transcendental body, expressing his heart's treasure. Gaurahari, smiling pleasantly, said, I am God. I am God. At the very next moment, the Lord paid obeisances and begged for blessings from the Vaishnavas. Then, just after that, the Lord bestowed blessings on all his eternal associates. The Purana showed Gauranga had never seen before. All the men and women in the world became mad to experience that rapturous love of God. Lochan Das also loses himself by the influence of that Krishna prema. The prema shown by Gauranga had never been seen before. All the men and women in the world became mad to experience that rapturous love of God. Lochan Das also loses himself by the influence of that Krishna prema. The beautiful form of Lord Gauranga. How is it that Providence created this beautiful body of Lord Gauranga? One's heart must be made of stone if it doesn't melt upon seeing the gorgeous beauty of Gaurahari. Who has churned the nectar to make the butter which was used to make the body of Gauranga? Who has squeezed the universe to produce the rasa which has formed the face of Gauranga? Who has made those attractive eyes by adding a touch of yogurt of love to milk, and thereby producing a thickened yogurt of intense attachment to Krishna? Who has added honey to his words and sweet smiles? And who has rubbed lightning into his body and the moon of his face? Who has created the picturesque beauty of Lord Gaurachandra? All the full moons are hopelessly mesmerized by the lovely fragrance of Gaur's lotus hands and feet. His resplendent nails illuminate the entire universe. Women lose control of themselves and cry helplessly in his presence. Women lose control of themselves and cry helplessly in his presence. Who has created his captivating face, which makes me cry affectionately? Who has painted the shining lines of tilak appearing like Indra's arrows? On the forehead of Gauranga, hesitantly upon seeing instantly upon seeing him, women want to touch him. The various jewels decorating the temple of Gauranga's body increase everyone's attraction towards him. Catching sight of Gaura's beauty, the chaste ladies of Nadia flee their homes, and the lame start walking again, and the atheists and sinners start chanting his glories. The nectarian attributes of Gauranga filled everyone with delight. Losing self-control, the people rolled on the ground and moistened it with their tears. Someone danced madly, others embraced and just laughed loudly. On account of their intense attachment for Gaurahari, the women of Nadia always kept him in the core of their hearts. Do this. Yeah, this is This is the power of the name. When the name you start to experience that. It's like seeing Gurunga. It's just if you saw Gurunga and really saw him, and you were attracted, you would laugh and you'd cry and do everything. So when that starts happening, when you're chanting the name, there you go. You're qualified to see Gurunga now. See, because the same thing happens. His name is not different than himself. See, when they saw Gurunga, see, and then they see the symptoms of that. That's why you have to see those symptoms on the body of a devotee now. Otherwise, they're just in the book. See, those jewels are those symptoms of bhakti. Everything you're reading in there that you see on the manifested to some degree on the body of a devotee in ecstasy of seeing Gurunga through his name, through hearing his name. That's what we got now. That's why the Lord left this amazing name. I read this verse this morning, yesterday, or heard this verse on the tape of Chaitanya Leela's pastimes, where he's describing that the Lord is not touched by this Maya, not touched by any of this stuff going on in this world. And those who, because he's absorbed in this ecstatic bliss, man, this personal potency is so attractive. He's just, why does he want to leave that? He's in that. That's why Vrindavan was created. Basically, the devotees were just worshiping in that place, and it transported them. It transported them into that realm of worship, and they weren't untouched by all that stuff going on in the in the Mathura. All of that, because they were so divinely absorbed, they transcended that. See, so that's the moral of the story. And Krishna was very much attracted himself to those kind of devotees. You see, he didn't stay in prison. See? But he was attracted to the devotees of Vrindavan. So he went there. See, you got to see these things. It's the levels of consciousness. See? And these other persons were oppressed by the Maya. See, they're oppressed by religion. Kamsa was a hypocritical religious leader. He was so he was, I'm very religious and everything, but inside he was a materialist. Well, that's what we got there. And the devotees are in prison, but they're in prison because they basically have agreed to be. Just like people are imprisoned in the world by these, they agree, they believe in these persons that are not purified in heart. And even in religion, the gurus and teachers, really, to be honest with you, I've seen so many, and they're not purified. They're not up to standard of purification of heart, because only this ecstatic devotion does it. So you see, you transcend all of that religion and the worldly influence by taking shelter of ecstatic Krishna and his devotees. That's what we're doing here. See, and otherwise the devotees, they're in prison because they believe in these religious leaders. See, it creates that reality of that level of consciousness. See, this creates this level of Vrindavan consciousness because of our worship. We're worshiping in the mood of Vrindavan. This ecstasy, seeing Krishna through our ears gives us these emotions. And the devotees stay in prison until they're liberated. Like we're coming now, Krishna is empowering us to do what he did to come to the Vaidhi Bhaktas who are oppressed. See, there's still persecution and oppression in religion, and there's and the world also. So there's oppression in the world, oppression amongst religion still. Okay, this is where real freedom is. So at certain point, that's why Prabhupada came here. He knew there's oppression and rules and regulations, but you got to start something. He knew that he was going to get people that were not really qualified to be guru. It's all part of it. And then he sent us. Okay? He sent us to Mathura, basically the Vaidhi Bhaktas that are oppressed. That's what we're doing here. You see, we're showing, demonstrating, teaching. Hey man, you want to come to Vrindavan? It's just a switch in consciousness. You have to just change your mind. Repentance is just change your mind. Oh, I was in religion. Oh, and this is available. Yeah. You see, it's all in the book. Look at the wives of the Brahmins. Wives of the Brahmins, they were on that level of Vaidhi. No, they weren't. They were attracted to Krishna, and when the opportunity came, the gurus were the cowherd boys, ecstatic devotees. They changed their mind about staying with their husbands and just doing, the pujas and all that. They saw this is more attractive. See, and then they made the switch. It's a switch in consciousness. It's not have to go anywhere per se. The Dham is the person or persons or the place. Doesn't matter. It's better to have the person Dham, the persons, because the persons is you see the inner thing going on in the Dham that you don't see with your eyes. But here you see with your eyes. You see the symptoms of what you read about in the highest Leelas here, which is proof that this is the real Dham. You wouldn't be seeing devotees laughing and crying. Everything we're reading there when they see Gauranga, look, you're seeing it here because we're seeing Gauranga by hearing his name, which is the authorized way. Best way, quickest way is hearing, chanting, remembering the name, the form, the pastimes of the Lord. See? Serving the name. See? Serving the pastimes. See? Hearing the pastimes, chanting the pastimes, surrendering to the name. See? All the nine Lord Chaitanya taught in the book. You see demonstrated with real devotees longing for Krishna, the 9 process of devotional service. You see them circumambulating the deity just by chanting. You see them surrendering. You see them hearing and chanting. You see them ecstatic, surrendering from their heart. All these things. That's why the name is always can be with you. Yeah, and you rise above the persecutions in the world. Where's the persecution for any of us? I mean, you're lifted up into the consciousness, and then Krishna gives protection automatically because he's protected. Why wouldn't we? Krishna's protected from his Maya. Why wouldn't those who are surrendered to Krishna in the effective stage, especially? See, the effective stage is very easy when you get out of the association of those who are not really purified in heart. They're still on the level of some hypocrisy. Some they don't even know about the ways of the spirit. Okay? You get out of that association and you chant with ecstatic devotees. There you go, man. Very quickly, you get the shelter of Krishna. Okay? This is the meaning when Lord Chaitanya would meet somebody, he'd say, okay, go to Vrindavan, Dham, go to Vrindavan Dham, and chant the holy name continuously. And very soon you'll get the shelter of the Lord. Okay, well, go to Vrindavan now. Go take your COVID test, and then maybe get a shot on the way back and die, or whatever is going to happen, get sick, and all this terrible things coming from this stupid thing these people are doing, like lining up like herds of cows. They're foolish people, very foolish. And it's all because they take shelter of liars, cheaters, and hypocrites. This is the age. Welcome to the age of Kali. Okay? So Lord Chaitanya said, go to Vrindavan Dham, chant the holy name continuously, and you will very soon get the shelter of Krishna. Okay? There you go. You can't go to Vrindavan now, and in this Kali Yuga, it's better to come to Sadhu Sangha. Very practical. We have the cameras. We have Facebook Live. Thank you very much, Facebook Live, in spite of all your stuff doing and censorship. Thank you for giving us the opportunity. See, you do that. You follow that instruction. Remember, the Dham is the persons or the place. Okay? The place is more or less out for most people, and this is even better because you see the internal mood of Vrindavan here. You come here, you really want Krishna, follow that instruction. Come, turn your camera on regularly every day, go through the purification. Even if it's hard, what are you going to do? Oh, I'm so attached to this man, I'm going to give up ecstatic devotee association. Oh, Jesus Christ. But that's what Maya does. That's what attachments do. You got to expect that. And that's a good lesson in the long run. So you got to get as much taste as possible. And then later on, you recover your good sense. You got that impression. You watch. They all come back eventually. Anybody sincere. A lot of sincere people. But we stumble sometimes. So this is it, man. You know, if anybody follows that instruction that Lord Chaitanya give, and we just give you a practical revelation on how to institute it, you're going to get Krishna very soon. You get the shelter. How do you know you got the shelter? Well, you're seeing people who have the shelter of the Lord. They chant the name and hear it chanting, surrendering to it, and boom, man, the tears come, the joyous laughter, all that stuff. There you go. That's the shelter of the Lord. You know, there. Then when you transfer the body, where are you going to go? You're going to shake hands with the Lord. And I think more than that, you give him a great embrace, ecstatic embrace. It's all here, man. Everything. All in one solution to the problem of birth and death and persecutions. Otherwise, I look at people, you know, good people. And that's why this is the way the Lord saves us, you know, by it's truly an information war. People lack this information. They don't know where to go to get the shelter. Well, you know, you can go ahead, try and take shelter through Bill Gates and Fauci and politicians and Trump and Biden or whoever you desire to. Try that out. See how you feel. Masked up and pain and suffering and fear and anxiety and more diseases from because you believe that what they're putting in your body is good for you. You know, or go to religion, go to these gurus and everything. See if you get Krishna. Who is, you know, see if you even get to know who Krishna is following these gurus. You come here and then you'll see, you get to know who Krishna is and what Krishna is. You get to see Krishna manifested on the bodies of the devotees in that temple. You get to see what is real holy water, holy laughter, you know, and intense energy of love of God pouring through coursing the body in the temple of the Lord. You see all these things. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
If those gurus were capable to bring their disciples to Vrindavan, we would hear it on the talks of them. We would hear it on the way how they talk about Krishna, how they found Krishna. But that's not what we hear. We hear repetition of verses that they read without anything inside.
No realization.
No, nothing.
Yeah. Or
That's
very little. Yeah, very little realization.
And
yeah. So we're here to help those devotees to up their service, their more intimate service. If whoever wants to, because those who want to will hear this message. And you see what you guys had to go through because nobody's qualified. You have to be willing to get purified, you know, and it's a little bit painful sometimes because this is what Jesus, where John the Baptist told his disciples, he said, I'm just throwing water on you. That's Vaidhi Bhakti. That's these rules. Just water, man. Here you go. Just follow externally and go to the flowery, what do they call the ceremonies and all the fires. Yeah, just water, you know. But there'll be somebody who'll come and baptize you by fire and the Holy Spirit. That's exactly what you get baptized by fire. This is a baptism, man. It burns up your karma fast. That's why you got to really come to a point you want Krishna. You want him so much that you go through the fire as it's burning up. Yeah, it's not always easy. Yeah, but what else are you going to do in this world? What else are you here to do? You just want to, you know, live your life and collect karma and then go and do another life? Here you get to finish it, man. And very soon you're through it, you know, more and more. And then it becomes more steady, ecstatic bliss. You know, I mean, you know, we all had to go through it. I had to go through it. It was painful sometimes, you know. But, you know, it's burning everything up, man. This gets better and better. More and more Krishna, more and more realization. It's wonderful. So, yeah. And that's why the devotees who are matured and understand, that's why we teach the process. We make a bridge to Vrindavan. People, they don't know these are the real teachings and the details of that Lord Chaitanya made for the devotees to make a bridge to Vrindavan. And so we teach those principles as well as our experiences and what Krishna is showing us. This is so rare. Otherwise, that's why I say I don't think there's no. All I see is in Vaishnavism more or less is superficial teachings and people not going through this level of purification. They just keep it. It's just kept superficial. So until you're ready, then you see, oh yeah, that makes sense. I gotta, I gotta purify these clothes. I got Krishna, has to take them off so I have more intimacy with the Lord. That pastime is what happens practically here in 10th canto with the wives of the Brahmins. See, the wives of the Brahmins, the wives, the gopis, the unmarried gopis. See, they weren't married yet. That's people who come here. They're not married yet. See? So Krishna has to take their clothing away. Steal. You see, he steals these things by being here. He just kind of just rips them off sometimes, and oh no, what are you taking my clothes off and everything? Well, he just so we can have more intimacy. Sometimes we misunderstand his ways. He'll yank a relationship from us, and then, oh, what are you doing? Give me my clothing back.
Yeah.
And he said, well, too bad. You really want me. He said, you prayed to me and all that. Well, hey, man, it takes that relationship away sometimes. It's clothing because of attachment, and he, and you don't like it, you don't want it, but he stole it away. What are you going to? He steals the clothes. That's Krishna's nature. He's a thief. For our benefit, though.
He wants us. He wants us.
Yeah. Yeah, it just starts ripping it, and the attachment is no, give me my clothes back, like the gopis. They were, give me my clothes back. No. You got to come first, and then you get purified, and then he gives you a new set of clothes. See? Your emotions, instead of being attached to some guy with a pus and that's Prabhupada's old pre, some man with pus and blood and stool inside them, or a woman with pus and blood and stool inside them, you become attached to the transcendental form of the Lord. It's much better, isn't it? Much better. It's an eternal form. No pus or blood or stool in it. These guys and gals are all dead meat, man, literally. So Krishna's like that. He knows what's better. So whenever he feels like it, he knows. He's like an expert doctor. He'll just yank it away. It's like yanking a bad tooth out. No, don't do it. I'm so used to that tooth. No. Yeah,
but people go more easily through fire for material purpose because they have an idea what to expect. But here, because there is so much ignorance about the Lord, they don't know what to expect. So it's,
That's why we teach these things.
Yeah.
See, this comes by revelation.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And by experience, a lot of stuff I didn't know exactly how this. When I first started this teaching was in 1996, and I was amazed. We would get so ecstatic, and it was really wonderful. And then I noticed the students started fighting, man. It became like cats and dogs, envious, all this shit. I said, what is going on? I thought it was just up and up, But then I saw, this was a purification. I had went through enough of it so I can have my head a little bit, cool, because, I was for years chanting even before that. So everybody just has to go through it and get this purified. And so you kind of drop down into it a little bit, and you see it. It's kind of like, and so you just keep on. You just keep moving on.
Keep on hanging.
Yeah. And sometimes people stumble. You see some devotees, many, often, it just happens. And I've used to it now. And I know eventually, whether it's a month or 2 months or 6 months or a year or 5 years or 10 years or a lifetime, they're going to come back. It makes a deep impression. This stuff you cannot deny. All this bliss, all this ecstasy that devotees feel, then sometimes the attachment comes and they stumble a little bit. Yeah, they got to work on it, work with it a little bit, get a little distance. Yeah. Just how this just comes with the territory, and people will go. This word, this ecstasy, this association bears fruit sometimes in different seasons and in different ways. There's something like Jesus said, the word. See, this is the word of the kingdom, kingdom of God. And so it bears fruit, sometimes a little bit less in people, which it increases, sometimes more in people, which it increases from there. It depends on our development, and but it works. It's a great process. It's always seems to be the same kind of process people got to go through when you understand it. What do we got here? Skin bags. Yeah, skin bags. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Hare Krishna. Where is that? Oh, I know. I have to go like this. Okay. So even the rishis, losing all self-control, the people rolled on the ground, moistened it with their tears. Some danced madly, others embraced, and some just laughed loudly on account of the intense attachment for Gaur Hari. And that's really the secret, is this attachment is why the Lord came. He knew, because he's seen through the eyes of everybody and experiences. He knows what's best for Kali Yuga. That's why it said no other way, no other way, no other way other than taking shelter of the holy name. So the holy name is your cherished deity. If you take shelter of Jesus Christ, that's your holy name, man. And that's why people get above things. If you take shelter of any authorized holy name from your heart, and because you're in a disciplic line, because you notice the line is important. Yeah, the line is important, and then you get more and more attached to the name, and it's spiritual, and you get the spiritual result of that. Instead of doing, cultivating fruitive, people are doing fruitive work all day long, totally. And they get the fruits of that, which is material. See, this is more intelligent. This is a better investment. You put your energy here in chanting the holy names, in association of devotees, and go through the purification, which makes more room for Krishna, this Krishna bhakti. Okay? You just go through the process, and you become more and more attached to the Lord, more and more realized about this relationship, more and more appreciative of it. And then you get the shelter. And the shelter is then you have Krishna keeping you safe from all of this stuff. Otherwise, could you imagine? I'm amazed. This time shows me how much shelter it gives me more faith in this name. He's like, my God, look at what the Lord's showing me about his Maya. I don't see any of this stuff. I don't believe in any of it. I don't believe in religion. This is only because of the shelter of the name. I don't believe in religious gurus if they're not purified. I have no faith in them. I have no faith in Fauci and Bill Gates and their material motives and agendas. I should see Trump doesn't have the power to liberate me. He's got his problems too. He needs this also. If anybody, a demon or demigod, you demons, you're creating a big hole for yourself. If you come and take shelter, of those devotees who are taking shelter of the spiritual potency and getting that shelter where you could see with your own eyes. There's no bluff here. And in Maya is always bluffing people, always hiding the real path. The real path is not hidden in this Sangha. The real path is revealed very clearly in this Sangha, the absolute truth. You can see it. You can check it all in the scriptures. You check it all in the witnesses. It's all here. The Lord is here and he's protecting. This is an oasis in this desert of the universe. The demigods and demons are fighting on all levels here. And this is an oasis. Even the demigods can come here and get rest. The demons can come here and get real rest and get purified. For everybody, this is the way it is. This is for the welfare of everybody. The Lord he's equally disposed. He gives air to breathe to demons, doesn't he? He gives food to the demons and the demigods. Okay? This is why this is another level of food for the demons and demigods. You all can be liberated from this whole crazy Maya. It's bewildering everybody. See, just like the Lord gives food and air to breathe and maintenance to both the demons and demigods, he's giving this bhakti equally disposed to the demons and demigods or anybody. Equal opportunity employer. That's our Krishna. He's like that. Equal opportunity. Just take up chanting the name. Come into the association of devotees. Wash your clothes. All those clothing, Get your baptism by fire and burn on it all. Just throw it in. You come here, you can just throw it in the fire. All those clothing that you can't get rid of on your own. That's going to take you to the darkest regions of hell by being a demon and a hypocrite and a liar and a cheater and a deceiver, serving that Lucifer. What is that Lucifer to us? My Lord is more powerful than Lucifer. Lucifer he's a dark creature, man. He just bewilders fools. We've challenged you by doing our bhakti here. Lucifer has been challenged and bound. He's bound by this word. He's bound by these realizations. He's bound by Prabhupada's books. He's bound by this ecstatic worship. Anybody coming here is safe from that Luciferian influence. And you don't believe in Lucifer? Look at these guys. They're showing you they worship Lucifer. Your leaders there are Luciferian worshipers, the Clintons and all of that stuff, and the Obamas and the Bidens. They're all following him, in that dark way. They lie, they cheat, and they hypocrite, and they're destroying everything. That's, part of the will of the Lord, actually. To drive people to him, So it's an opportunity if people want to get free of this, This is no joke here, man. Although we joke around a lot. Anybody having faith in this preaching, these words, this ecstasy, you're home free, man. You're going to Vrindavan. You're going to the highest Dham. Why? Because the Dham is here. In Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Sanatana Goswami said, anybody that goes to the Dham, this is where the real devotees are, awakened. Your feelings become like theirs. Well, that's what happens here. You become like your gurus here. Those who have made it to Vrindavan, and in consciousness. You become like that. You become an ecstatic devotee. Your clothing burns up. Your hail Satans burn up here. All that other bullshit, dark things. That's why I say, anybody can come here. You come here, get your clothes washed. You become a devotee of Krishna. You'll start laughing and crying and kissing Krishna and all that stuff. Hare Krishna. All right, what do we got here? Mango Maya and Bhakti. Oh, wait. So even the rishis and yogis resolve their doubts when they see the Lord of the universe constantly weeping and chanting Radha, Radha, Radha. Gauranga is always thinking Radharani, thinking of Radharani. Kind of mute your thing now, I think, Lolita, because I hear banging around. Or somebody who I have to look again. Just everybody here, mute. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, that's not working. Okay, let's see here. I'll mute you. It's River. Okay. I muted you, River. That's okay. All right. The Lord of the three worlds is dancing with his pure associates. What type of wealth or happiness is he hoping to attain? Lochan Das says that by receiving the love that Gora Rai is freely distributing, a dying man can renew his life, and the blind man can scale a mountain. See, that's the Holy Spirit that Jesus is talking about. See, that love. See, that love gives true happiness. You become alive again. Otherwise, you're not alive. You see, it's always the same preaching. These deliverers come, Jesus Christ, Lord Chaitanya. Okay? So they come and they give us this love, and then we're raised above the illusion. Okay? So many Christians, I see they also need some shiksha. They really do, because they're getting tired by this. They kind of got a little mixed demigod thing in them, you know, and they kind of mixed. They want like oneness with God, and a lot of them don't know the oneness and difference thing, and this rasa, you know, rasa level. They need experience of that. It'd be very helpful for them. Okay. So Mango, Bhakti, and Maya. Listen to another wonderful pastimes of the darling son of Sachimata. Lord Gauranga revealed his confidential position to his eternal associates, but not to the unqualified. This material world is temporary, and all material pursuits are futile. See, that's like Jesus did. He, you know, when Jesus would reveal the external position and speak in parables to the public. And then his disciples, who still couldn't understand the parables, they came to Jesus and said, can you tell us what this parable means? And then he said, yes, the kingdom of God is appointed to you, but not them. Okay? Kingdom of God is appointed to you, but not them. And so then he would tell them the confidential conclusion. You see how that's all about that? You got to hear the confidential conclusion to understand it. Only the Father knows the Son. That's Jesus is in his eternal relationship with the Lord. And only the Son knows the true nature of the Father. See? And the Son can reveal the true nature of the Father to whom he chooses. That's Gurudev. Okay? That's why you got to get a bona fide guru. You got to become a follower, a disciple of a living devotee. They reveal the true nature of the Father to whom they choose. All in scriptures, all right there, isn't it? I'm just telling you, I'm pointing it out. Now you understand. Before you didn't, you notice? That's how this is the process. See, work with Jesus. That's why, why do you think Prabhupada said Jesus is bona fide? Because he saw, look, yeah, that's how it works. The living devotee reveals the true confidential nature of the Lord to his intimate disciples. But Prabhupada didn't do that with his disciples. See, he knew the Father. But he kept his mouth shut and just gave him a bunch of rules like Moses. You notice that? Rules, regulations, ceremonies. Yeah, become a Brahmin. You think that's our No. You coming here. You're here for more. You want the external bhakti? Go listen to Prabhupada 50 years ago preaching. You want progressive bhakti? You want to come hear these confidential conclusions. Then you're like the intimate disciples of Jesus. For them, it's not appointed. They're not coming here. They're not interested. The kingdom of God is not appointed. Go to you yet. Go and just follow the rules, regulations, and do the pilgrimages. Well, you can't do that anymore, can you? They just go and do all that external bhakti until it's time. Then you say, I want more, and then you'll come and you'll hear these confidential conclusions. See? Then you can be raised in consciousness. See? This is all known to the acharyas. Bhakti Vinod talked about this. He said the acharyas ascertain the confidential conclusion of the Vedas. Why? Because they got the Holy Spirit. They got the helper. The helper helps them. Yeah, Holy Spirit, man, whispers sweet somethings in your ears instead of Maya whispering sweet nothings in your ears. No sense at all. Makes you stupid and dumb because you listen to her. This is funny stuff, isn't it? This is the path, man. Anybody who listens here, you'll really understand Jesus. You really understand Prabhupada. You'll really understand Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya. Otherwise, there's not a chance. I have not seen this preaching anywhere. This is all new stuff, man. All revelation upon the revelation. This is like stuff when Jesus said, even the sages wanted to hear these things but could not hear. You're hearing things that all these devotees are always start wanting to hear. And the Lord is using this little fool here and other people in the Sangha to reveal things that even the sages wanted to know, but what didn't know. Peace be to you, Tom. Peace be to you. Go ahead.
Even the demigods, they say in the scriptures. Not only even the sages, but even the demigods.
Yeah. This is all new stuff, man. This is all deeper. This is how the Bhagavatam goes. It's progressive. And when the Lord uses somebody, it could be a fool, doesn't mean you could be a melecha, but the Lord uses you. He's progressive. He wants people to know more about him, right? Well, this is how it is. We take Jesus's, understanding and purports and make purports on the purports and Prabhupada's purports on the purports. Bring people's consciousness deeper into the Lord. Penetrate deeper. Why? Because you want more ecstasy. Okay? Penetration, that's what it's all about. Penetrating the superficial. That's why you need the living devotees who are empowered to help you penetrate. Otherwise, you can't go through. Look at it. Look at Janaki. Look at Johan 5 times reading the books. Couldn't penetrate through as far as they would like to, and they needed help. You need the help of those who are helped by the helper so that you can get the helper awakened in you. See, that's that devotion, that love that Lord Chaitanya and Jesus brought. That devotion to the Lord. Yeah. Listen to another wonderful pastime of the darling son of Sachimata. Lord Gauranga revealed his confidential position to his eternal associates, but not to the unqualified. See, not to the unqualified. And this is the beauty of Lord Chaitanya because, you're unqualified. If you just admit that and come into the association of the qualified, the Lord, because we all know the Lord has made us qualified because we're coming in the right way. See the way that works. And anybody else, oh, you're unqualified. Yeah, of course you're unqualified. You want to be qualified like that? You want an honorary entrance degree into the entrance into Chaitanya Leela understanding? But you need qualification. You come here, the Lord will give you qualification. The qualification is you simply want to worship like those devotees who are showing you this deeper revelation of Krishna and Lord Chaitanya. Just by you being attracted, that's the only qualification that makes you qualified. Pretty simple, isn't it? Anybody, it's an equal opportunity. Anybody. Hey, man, we'll even open it up to Acharya Dave. We'll let him come honorary. Will he come? Probably not. Yeah, so they're too busy with their own projects, just like with Prabhupada, his godbrothers, too busy with their own projects. They don't know the essence. The essence is to find where is the empowered devotee that is bringing forth a new level of spiritual awakening that they can't even dream about. See? They're so wrapped up in their Vaidhi stuff. Even people coming here, many people have left that are Prabhupada disciples because they're so busy in the past, living in the past. Can you imagine? Here we're bringing forth ecstatic devotion to millions of Vaidhi bhaktas, and they're so busy living in the past, distributing books and cookies and the old Prabhupada way 50 years ago. Prabhupada came to me and said, hey, man, bring ecstatic bhakti. If you're not excited about that, you're not very smart. You haven't come to enough of these classes to say, hey, man, we're bringing forth something very special. Can you imagine being around when Jesus was here? That's the way it is. What's the difference? He brought the Holy Spirit to these boring Jews. They were sitting there and speculating, wearing their clothes, prancing around on the stage. Just like they're doing now. The Vaishnavas are prancing around on the stage with the big sticks and talking about Varnashram Dharma and Vaidhi Bhakti and just jumping around. And we're bringing forth the Holy Spirit to the Vaishnavas, and people can't, people that are too attached to the old way. They're out there in the Moses level of Vaishnavism. Rules, regulations, like the austerities. And some people leave here. No, we're into austerities now. Oh, I see. What's that? Yeah, we're into austerities, and they're easy, man. One chanting of one, this is the austerity here. One chanting the holy name in ecstasy is better than a lifetime of chanting 1 lakh a day without ecstasy. And one word is the holy name when tears come to the eyes and holy laughter comes and all these other things. One mantra. You finally did the whole name instead of a whole lifetime of half name. Hare Krishna, Hare, no devotion awakened. And you didn't get the good sense to go to the devotees who have that treasure and get it from them. That's why no, I'm going to take many lifetimes to do it by my own strength. And after many lifetimes, you still can't do it. You've been misled still. You're trying to do a sadhana siddha thing. Well, you want to do sadhana siddha, read Saints of Raj and be like them, and nobody can do it. One guy was, a sadhana siddha guy, and he would be chanting, and there were mosquitoes biting him, and he would sleep in the cold, and mosquitoes are biting him, and he says, oh, I don't want to wear it because they keep me up so I can chant all night long and no sleep at all. Oh, I can't follow such a path. Can you? That's sadhana siddha. It's like Devahuti. That's when Kapila Dev, he's even his own mother. Oh, you want to realize me and bhakti? Well, and she only got a little bit. Go sit in the cold water there for 20 years and get skinny. Do big austerities. And then she got just a little bhakti. See, because Kapila, the Lord didn't come in this incarnation. This is why. Why do you think Lord Chaitanya said he's the most magnanimous, most munificent, most merciful incarnation that's ever been here? He gave what Devaki, or whoever the mother could not get, even from her own son, Transcendental Son. He wouldn't give such bhakti, but Lord Chaitanya, that incarnation, did. And he's doing it again through our Sangha. Otherwise, people, they're trying to follow the path of Devaki, who doing all these big austerities to get a little something. Occasionally, they get a tear or something, instead of mass being flooded with this ecstasy and this mercy, these revelations and realizations. It's a flood. But life has become top comfortable in this time, even with lockdowns. Yeah, that's the way it is. It becomes comfortable. Yeah, why? Because our comfort is coming from the transcendental platform, isn't it? Isn't it? There's real comfort there. Otherwise, the demigods and the demons, they don't know where the demigods think comfort is in their big sense gratification and controlling everything because they're afraid. And these demons should be locked up, actually, in insane asylums because they're insane and they're preaching insanity, and people are believing the insanity and becoming insane. You notice, you put people in insane asylums that have obsessive compulsive to wash their hands, don't they? Haven't you seen that? Also, those who want to stay away from people, okay? Because that is not normal. It's not human. To wear a mask so you don't breathe because you're afraid of germs, that is insane. And they're teaching insanity as normal. They're teaching lies as truth, and masses are believing it. Well, there you go, man. It's all who you believe. You believe demons, you're going to die because they want to kill you. They're after. That's what they do. They destroy things. And hey, man, you don't have to go that way. We're not going that way. Yeah, we're believing in Shastra. We're believing in Acharyas. We're believing in the truth. See, we're taking shelter there. We're believing in the process taught by Lord Chaitanya of taking shelter of the name. And look at the result. It's fantastic. Fabulous. More than fabulous. That's the attractiveness of it. Well, you want to be in fear and panic and all that stuff. You want to be an insane person because you believe in insane people. You believe in hypocrites and liars and cheaters. That's in religion as well as the world. Well, go there. This is the result of not believing in that. This is the result of believing in the truth. The truth has set me free. The truth is setting people believing free that believe in this preaching. Yeah, because I believe in this truth the Lord is giving here and is showing me in the scriptures. And you're believing it, showing that this is true. Otherwise, you wouldn't be getting such experiences. You'd be like part of a cult. You'd be kind of brainwashed. But the Lord is showing this is true. This is real because it works. You're becoming ecstatic. You're realizing what's in the scriptures. Okay? So that's how you know. Now you're in not my cult. You're in the cult because I'm just in the cult of Lord Chaitanya. I'm cultivating that. Now you're also cultivating that, and you're saying very good. Now that's pretty honest, I think. Yeah, that's true. Otherwise, everything is a lie in this world. That's a lot of lying going on here. Go ahead. Oh, sorry. Oops. I'm just trying. There we go. Go ahead.
Oh. It only requires a little bit of faith when you hear the witnesses and when you really listen to all of them and say, my God, this is something special. Let me try it. Because believing, you don't have to believe long. the heart shows very, very soon that you're in the right place. Your heart, Krishna inside will jump inside and say, yeah, that's it, that's it. It just to start, it's a little bit difficult, but when you woke up, this attachment is there, and yeah, then you know, my God, this is so special. I never experienced something like this.
Yeah,
Such a transformation inside.
yeah. It's like it's like Jesus said, "I come here to teach those who are taught by God." So a lot of people are still not in touch with their heart. But when people have been working on this, probably lifetimes, when they hear this message, then the Lord awakens and goes to work, or he's there awake and he says, yeah, this is it. And he starts working. See, when you find the true vine, see, Jesus, I'm the true vine and my Father is the gardener. You find both. See? So you find the true vine who activates the gardener, which is the Lord, the super soul in the heart. And he starts, showing you stuff too from within. See, that's the spirit, and he activates the spirit. Prabhupada said the spiritual master is the active principle of spiritual life. This is Bhakti, what do you call it? Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila chapter 12. So that's it. It literally, they're the active principle to activate spiritual life in a disciple. And if you don't have that, it's like you don't have that ingredient, it doesn't get activated. It doesn't get activated by hypocritical, devout religionists in Vaishnavism too. If they're not activated yet, they're not, the Holy Spirit of Bhakti, pure love is not activated in their heart. They can't activate it in others. And that's why that's the challenge now, is to get people to understand that. Because if you don't believe in this preaching, that actually you could see results in witnesses getting pure bhakti, then you'll believe in preaching that doesn't get that result. Now, that's not very smart. Isn't it more logical to believe in preaching that proves itself to be true because the witnesses are getting activated with prema bhakti that you can see with your own eyes, and then you're going to these teachers and gurus that can't activate prema bhakti? Well, do you really want Krishna or what? Isn't that what did you come to Krishna? What did you come to Krishna consciousness for? You want Krishna? Well, the only way, you got to have Krishna's love to get Krishna. Otherwise, he's not attracted to you. You'll be dry chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And maybe, I mean, we had Janaki was chanting for 16 rounds and following principles and all this for so many 30, 40 years, and she's ready to boom. It's like, hey, man, that ain't enough for me, Lord. I'm going to blow my brains out. And then she met Guru. It happens sometimes like that. That this Christian, the Sadhu Sundar Singh, he was a saint, man, very amazing Christian saint. And he hated Jesus. He hated the Bible, ripped it up. That's how he came. He was adverse. But he wanted something, and he wanted the spiritual truth. And he said, okay, you prove Jesus that you're real. And he went on a train track, and the train was coming down. And he says, unless you save me, I'm going to let it run over me. That was his test. Some people are radical like that. And Jesus saved him. Came right on and showed himself and everything. And then he became convinced. I wouldn't recommend trying to test God like that. But he did it. Just sometimes, things happen like that. Johans, oh yes, true. As you told, when the Lord is weak, it was, here, we'll put that up here. Here, can you read that there?
Oh, yes, so true. As you told, when the Lord is weak, it was of drill was on my chest.
We have to decipher that somehow.
Maybe a loading on his chest, heavy.
Maybe, maybe
on his chest.
Maybe.
Perfect time and opportunity to find out the real priorities.
Yeah.
Chit and
Yeah.
Ananda.
Yeah. If you really want the Lord, then Satchitananda Lord is priority. And we may have our attachments, this and that. You got to work through them. That's why the more taste you get, the more it helps you in those times when your attachments are like totally like swirling around. Yeah. So Lalita Ganga, you why don't you read something now?
You have any idea?
Yeah, how about some Chaitanya Bhagavat?
Okay. That's a book.
No.
Did you want to say something, Tom?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Any idea what, Guru Maharaj?
Yeah, how about Madhya Lila chapter 7? Tell me the title that it says too.
I read this already, I think. Yeah, the title is Gadadhara Pandita meet Pundarika Vidyanidhi, but I like it, you know.
Yeah, read it again.
It's
I like
a good
that one. Yeah, it's a good one.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gora Bhaktavrinda. I offer my respectful obeisances to my spiritual master, Srila Gora Haridas Maharaj Acharya, and to Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, Jagannath Babaji, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Lord Nityananda, Lord Chaitanya, Radharani, and to Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gadadhara Pandita meets Pundarika Vidyanidhi, the ocean. All transcendental qualities. Lord Chaitanya is the most graceful dancer. He is the Chintamani gem, fulfilling everyone's desire. Through his divine intervention, even though I am without qualification that rarest gem, devotional service, unto his lotus feet has been given to me. Oh, glories. Oh, glories to Lord Gorachutara, the most, the most beloved object of Advaita Acharya, Lord Nityananda, and the life and soul of every living entity. He sustains life in Sri Jagadananda Pandita and Sri Karma. All glories to the crown jewel. All glories to the crown jewel of the heart of Sri Pundarika Vidyanidhi. May the Supreme Lord Gurachandra, who is the Lord and Master of Jagadisa and Gopinatha, be glorified. be glorified along with all his dear devotees. Gaurachandra continued to perform his ecstatic pastimes with Nityananda in Navadvip. All the Vaishnavas accompanied Advaitacharya, who led them in grand ecstatic dancing and chanting of the holy name of Lord Krishna. Hi, Karuna. Lord Nityananda Prabhu resided in Srivasa Pandita's house and constantly exhibited the mood of a young boy. When he sat down to eat, he wouldn't feed himself, but he acted like a young boy. Thus, Malini, Srivas Pandita's wife, would have to feed him. Now, hear of Pundarika Vidyanini's arrival in Navadvipa. Pundarika Prabhu was a very, very dear associate of Sri Krishna. By the Lord's arrangement, he appeared in the village of Chattagrama in East Bengal, purifying that land. However, the Lord himself appeared in Navadvip. In the absence of Pundarika Vidyanidhi, he sighed heavily, feeling deep separation. One day, after ecstatic dancing, one day, after ecstatic dancing, the Lord sat down, exclaiming, "Oh, my father Pundarika! Oh, my father Pundarika!" and began to cry. "Oh, Pundarika! Oh, my father, when will I be able to see you again?" Such was the extent of the Lord's affection for Pundarika Vidyanidhi. In this way, Lord Gaurachandra revealed his intimate associates by performing his wonderful pastimes. All the devotees surrounding the Lord, they were unable to properly appreciate the name. Gaurachandra continued to repeat, and white tears continually flowed from his eyes. And they conjectured that Pundarika naturally implied Krishna. And Vidyanidhi could have many different explanations. However, no one understood that this person was a very confidential associate of the Lord. Finally, when the Lord came out of trance, the devotees asked, "Dear Lord, from whom are you weeping?" "Dear Lord, for whom are you weeping? Kindly reveal who he is, his birth, and his activities. Tell us, Lord, so we may have the good fortune of knowing him." The Lord replied, "Since you desire to hear about him, you are certainly fortunate."
You know, there's something. I just realized something when you're saying that. So the Lord is he he's weeping for Pundarik Vijayanidhi, right? And this is illustrating, like, that means that Pundarik Vijayanidhi is actually weeping for him. Otherwise, there wouldn't be this reciprocation. The Lord is not weeping for, because of anybody else but his devotees, so that's proof that right at that time, actually, Pundarik Vijayanidhi is weeping for the Lord. And therefore, this is the reciprocation. The Lord gets to experience that. So he shows this, even though there's distance, right? Seemingly physical distance. Still, Pundarik Vijayanidhi is doing some bhajan. He's thinking of the Lord and he's crying, weeping like this. And it shows up on the body of Lord Chaitanya. Just like when you see a devotee weeping, it's the Lord's happiness showing up on the body, or his weeping, the Lord's weeping showing up on the body of the devotee. You see, there's that union. It's so intimate and so amazing, and it's so rarely seen in this world to see such devotees. See, so Pundarik Vijayanidhi is doing bhajan somewhere, and he's weeping, and the Lord is showing it on his body. See? I think that's confirmed, huh? It's amazing. I just love this. You just hear these pastimes and go deeper and deeper and more.
So beautiful, man.
Yeah. All these little things is all, the way the Lord, his name. That's why it said the Lord's very eager, more eager than we are to participate in this pastime, because he's very greedy. He wants more ecstasy, more relationships. He wants to taste this devotee's love, and that devotee's love, and all. It's just, because he's one big greed, spiritual greedy, like this, and he just loves it, man. And then we love it, because we're, we need this. I mean, we need, we need the Lord's love, and that's how it works. Come into disciplic line, and by you get it. Understand these things. Go ahead there.
The Lord replied, since you desire to hear about him, you are certainly fortunate, because his activities and character are most wonderful. The whole world can be purified.
See, again, you desire. Who is that?
You get what you desire.
You desire. See, they desire to hear about the ecstatic devotees. This is, that's why you're very fortunate if anybody develops a desire to hear and associate with ecstatic devotees, much less see it. See, they saw it. See, again, here's Raganuga. They saw this kind of intimate worship, and they desired to know more about it. That's Raganuga Bhakti. Look at all these people. They're singing. We're right on Facebook. They're seeing Lalita and many devotees crying in ecstasy, and there's no desire. See, they don't have the desire yet. See, so do more bhajan and more pilgrimages if you can do it, and chanting and, stuff like that until that desire is there. Otherwise, you don't know the mission. You won't know the real mission of Lord Chaitanya until you cry in ecstasy and you laugh like a madman. You won't know Lord Chaitanya's mission here. And the door to that are the devotees, because if that's not manifested in your body, the only alternative to get it is the devotees' association and being with them and chanting with them and learning from them, getting these revelations. I mean, look at all these revelations coming. Okay? And that's how you get it. Otherwise not. It'll pass you by. Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement passed by a lot of people. A lot of people, they were not interested. They were not interested in his movement, and they were doing their own chanting, their own Bhagavatam classes and Chaitanya Gita classes and austerities and all these other paths. But they didn't understand this one. That's why this is a second chance. You get a second chance for those if you can understand this principle, it's if you want the highest thing, you want the greatest happiness, that's Krishna Prem. And it comes through as real representatives in this world. It's not something that you can really attain. The Lord showed. I just tell you what the Lord showed. He threw brahmacharis who didn't even eat vegetables, only milk, and they were bhajan and doing austerities and celibacy and everything. And he get him out of my bhajan, my kirtan. He's not qualified. He can never be qualified enough doing his austerities. Oh, you came through Srivas. Come on back. That's good. You're not overly proud of that. You went to my simple devotee who has my mercy. Oh, yeah, that's the right way. See, simple. It's very simple, these things. So now, and now, because we're giving the confidential conclusion to those who do come here, without it, you won't find the way. The way is given to those devotees who worship the Lord. What is that verse there, Karuna? I forgot. What's that verse? I forgot what that what verse.
Will I impress you with my Sanskrit?
Impress me with this Sanskrit. Yeah, that's good.
Tesha satati yogana bajati kriti portakam tadi podi yoga danyena mamudayati.
What is the word for it?
Those who constantly worship me in loving ecstasy, I give them the intelligence by which they can come to me.
Yeah, the understanding, and
yes,
the understanding and real knowledge, both are right. See, so that's it. Simple. So better to listen to those persons who have that understanding. Because then you can find your way too without, Okay, go ahead there, Lalita.
Good. His activities and character are most wonderful. The whole world can be purified simply by hearing his name. His ecstatic appearance is almost like an ordinary man. Therefore,
this is key. His ecstatic appearance is almost like an ordinary man. It's a disguise, but it's very ecstatic. See, because it's related to a devotee. So, one of his things is he was very strict in his Vaidhi. He had like Vaidhi things that he was kind of strictly following. And he also was just very liberal. He was sitting on a throne, and being fanned, looking into mirrors and like this. And so it could look like a materialist, but it's an ecstatic appearance because it belongs to a devotee. And that's why anything, like I used to like Prabhupada, he was doing his business. I thought his business thing was very ecstatic, and it was like material stuff, he's writing checks for, stuff, and it didn't matter because it belongs to a devotee. You become ecstatic seeing the devotee doing ordinary things. See, why? Simply because the Lord likes to see that in our own hearts. And so, so his ecstatic appearance, but in Maya, you look at certain things, you think, oh, a devotee is not like that. A devotee is always this way. A devotee is always that way.
Yeah.
Mm. That's how, Lord Chaitanya hid doing that. He looked like a puffed up scholar. But the devotees were confused because they usually thought, well, a Vaishnava is usually like this. A Vaishnava is like that, right? And then the Lord was the opposite. But they said, why do we feel so ecstatic around him? Why do we like seeing him? Why do we like hearing from him? Why do we like being touched by him? See? Because that's it. It doesn't matter what a devotee does. It's an ecstatic appearance. The Lord likes to see his devotees, it doesn't matter their external activities. Because they're a devotee. That's simple. That's the key. Most people are bewildered. They don't know these truths. Yeah. That's why also those who are lovingly attracted. They feel happy being around the Lord or the Lord's devotees. But those, it doesn't matter what your external position is. If you're adverse because of contamination, that'll show too. That's why usually the leaders are adverse to real devotees, because they get contaminated by the false ego, of name and fame and having disciples when they're not qualified. You're really not qualified to have disciples unless you have this ecstasy to purify them. Without it, you cannot stay clean. You guys come, you go out and do your things in the world and all this stuff, and you whatever it is, and you come here and I'm looking at you. I'm good, and I'm your guru, and you're looking at me. Here we go, connecting. I'm going to get all this stuff. Well, how is it who's purifying? I'm picking up my karma of my disciples. Yeah, exactly. And that's how it is. And these gurus don't know that. They don't know that. And they take all these, they get all this karma, and therefore they get like in a cocoon. Who's going to break that? Well, that's why the devotees, they often help even leaders, especially leaders, so that they can break the cocoon of the false ego of this, being like thinking they're legends in their own minds and all that stuff. And if you're not, so if it's only this devotion, the bhakti, that purifies the heart of the guru as well as disciples, and then it begins to awaken in the disciples too, and then it's great, it's wonderful. Then you got a family of ecstatic devotees. Then it gets more and more powerful. Then people pick up the ecstasy easier. We work as a team, ecstatic team, Green Berets of Vaishnavas. Go ahead there.
No one can recognize him as a pure devotee of the Lord. Yeah, no one, unless, of course, ecstatic devotees themselves, those who have the right eyes to recognize.
Or those that Krishna gives the mercy to. Even though you may not be so ecstatic, but the Lord leads you, your heart tells you, or he shows you signs. Like some devotees, they pray, they may not know real clearly, but they pray to Prabhupada or somebody, and the Lord gives them a sign. A dream or something to help them.
Yeah. This highly learned scholarly Brahmana was born in Chattagrama. He has strictly executed the prescribed religious principles, and he is respected by everyone. He always floats in the nectarian ocean of love of Krishna, and his body always displays various ecstatic symptoms such as crying and horripilation. He never goes for ablutions in the Ganga to cleanse himself of sin like everyone else, for he will not enter her water, since he avoids touching her with his feet. However, he comes to see and pay his respects to her every day in the evening, when the teeming crowds have all gone. He cannot bear to see Mother Ganga disrespected and utilized by people who spit upon her, clean their mouth with her holy waters, and wash their hair and dirty clothes in her. Thus, he prefers to come to her in the evenings when there is no one around. Another characteristic, a wonderful characteristic of Pundarika Vidyanidhi is that he always drinks Ganga water before worshipping the Lord and performing all his daily prescribed religious duties. Thereby, he demonstrates the greatness of Mother Ganga to all the puffed-up scholars. He is presently in Chattagrama, but he is soon coming to Navadvipa, where he also has a house. None of you will be able to recognize him, as on first sight one would be inclined to think he's an ordinary, materialistic person. I am very anxious to
You see how that works there? Because and this is the same thing now. It's the same thing now. Devotees think, well, if you have a sannyas garb and you're initiated or initiated formally, if you've got what do you call the sanction of a group like this, then you can be authorized. You're a real devotee. Okay. So Pundarik Vijayanidhi was teaching by his example that that's not necessarily so, because he did this rules and regulations thing, but he also was just very free. He lived like a wealthy person, as he was. He was a wealthy person, and he had actually disciples and followers who believed in him. But Gadadhar was like a lot of Vaishnavas are now, in the sense he was very strict, very renounced. He was putting, like that is a real Vaishnava. And so he saw Pundarik Vijayanidhi's external appearance, and he thought, wow, this guy's not quality. He's a materialistic Vaishnava because of his external appearance. But then when he saw the internal appearance of bhakti, because he was a deep devotee himself, he said, oh, this is the more important thing, is the ecstasy, the attachment to Krishna to the point of the tears and all of that. And this is what Vaishnavas need to learn if they want to understand Lord Chaitanya and real devotees and the real Leela. You have to hear from devotees who may be like that. They could have an external appearance, so maybe they don't look like devotees. Maybe they don't have tilak. Maybe they don't have a dhoti. But what is their internal appearance? Is it like Pundarik Vijayanidhi? Are there tears? Is there ecstasy? Is it transferred to others? Do they have uncommon understanding of the scriptures? So you have to look at the internal appearance, see the symptoms of that. Otherwise, you're bewildered by the external. You think, looking, well, a devotee is like tilak, a devotee is this, they got this and that. See, you see why is this Leela being shown like this? Is to teach us what is the internal appearance of the Lord. If you can figure this out, which you can only do by experienced, empowered devotees of the Lord, then you can know. Otherwise, you're bewildered by the magician. The Lord's hiding. The Lord is always hiding in his yoga maya also. And we're exposing him. It's like a battle with this, the Lord is hiding. But the Leela is to expose. So we use the Leela to expose to those who are coming here. Those who are not ready won't come. Doesn't matter. Guru or followers, or they just won't come here. But those the Lord calls, they will see and they'll be attracted to understand these things. Because then you can participate in the Leela. You can understand Lord Chaitanya's tricks. Otherwise not. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I am very anxious to see him, so all of you must pray and endeavor to bring him here very quickly. Talking about Pundarika Vijayanidhi, threw the Lord into an ecstatic trance, and he began to weep, saying, "Oh, my father, Pundarika." The Lord lamented loudly, for only he could understand the greatness of such a pure Vaishnava. Through the Lord's mercy only can the wonderful and unique position of a pure devotee be revealed.
So, and so the Lord reveals that to his devotees who reveal it to the disciples. So the
Yeah.
Lord works like that. And otherwise you can't know. You can't know. You can't understand these subtleties, these details. Yeah. So people, that's why you have to be hungry. You have to want to know these things. And then they're revealed. That's why, so the Lord himself revealed these things because of his devotion. And then when a devotee is empowered with this bhakti, he reveals through them, just like he did himself. But without this bhakti, there can be no revelation on the pastimes of the Lord. People can't understand them. They'll misunderstand everything. That's why when I see people writing books on Raganuga Bhakti, or even reading the Leela and explaining things, and they don't have any bhakti, it's ridiculous. It really is. It's ridiculous. And they do it because they want to show that they're advanced devotees, or they speak about the highest Leela, and they have no ecstatic devotion, and therefore they totally misread everything. They misunderstand and speculate, and people believe their speculation, so nobody really gets it. That's another way the Lord hides. You got to find those who have this bhakti, that has the symptoms, and then you have to be aligned with it. Otherwise, you don't have the real representative of this bhakti, man. This mood of the true Lord. You got some sahaja thing, some weird shit.
Okay. You want me to read what Ammon says?
Yeah, why not?
Yes, Pundarika Vidyanidhi was a disciple of Madhavendra Puri, and he was the guru of Sri Gadadhara Pandita. Oh yeah, that's true, yeah. Pundarika Vidyanidhi was sometimes misunderstood to be attached to material pleasures, but in reality he was a very ecstatic devotee of Krishna. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. The main thing is the devotees attached to Krishna, whether they're renounced or in the material ashram or something, or no ashram. Like, the main thing is, Pundarik Vidyanidhi was ecstatic, Nityananda was ecstatic, Lord Chaitanya was ecstatic, sannyasis were ecstatic, some beggars were ecstatic. That ecstatic love is the important thing, regardless of your external activities, because that shows you the Lord is with that devotee. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. You could be a sannyasi, but if you're not ecstatic in intimacy with God, the Lord ain't awakened in you, and there's not much benefit there. It would be only material. Oh, I'll make you a sannyasi or Brahmin like me. So big deal. How about we'll make you an ecstatic devotee like me, or like somebody that's ecstatic. That's the better thing, isn't it?
We bring you in contact with God.
Yeah.
Because that's actually what it's all about.
It's what it's all about. The real God is what Lord Chaitanya showed and what he taught. So what we show and what we teach is in that line. See, that's why ecstasy was manifested in others, because the Lord revealed his deeper nature, deeper truth. That's what, Lord Chaitanya came, or Narada Muni, the ecstatic devotee, came to Vedavyas and set him straight. He said, reveal more of the confidential things and you'll be ecstatic, and so will others.
So talking about Pundarika Vidyanidhi threw the Lord into an ecstatic trance, and he began to weep, saying, "Oh, my father Pundarika." The Lord lamented loudly, for only he could understand the greatness of such a pure Vaishnava. Through the Lord's mercy only can the wonderful and unique position of a pure devotee be revealed. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself wishes to attract a living entity, the living entity must respond. Thus, Pundarika Vidyanidhi suddenly desired to go to Navadvip. After making suitable arrangements, he came to Navadvip with many disciples. In Navadvip, he remained in disguise, and all the ordinary men considered him a lavish materialist attached to a life of comfort and self-enjoyment. With the exception of Mukunda, no one amongst the Vaishnava knew about Pundarika Vidyanidhi's arrival in Navadvip. Sri Mukunda was an Ayurvedic Brahmana doctor who was also born in Chattagrama. Thus he knew about the wonderful Vaishnava qualities of Pundarika Vidyanidhi. When Mukunda found out that he was in Navadvip, he was so overwhelmed that it was difficult for him to control himself. However, Mukunda did not reveal Pundarika Vidyanidhi's identity to anyone. Thus, Pundariki remained a materialistic self-enjoyer in the eyes of the ordinary folks. Only Mukunda and his brother Vasudeva Datta knew about the intensity of Pundarika's love for Krishna. Gadadhara Pandita and Mukunda were very dear friends and always kept each other's company.
See, there's another beautiful thing here. It shows you that the devotees, because they didn't see the ecstatic appearance of Pundarik Vidyanidhi, it was not shown to them. So they thought, oh, they just see the external. They just see the external. So they don't know. But when they saw, like headed by Gadadhar, the ecstatic emotions and love for Krishna, then they thought, whoa, look at this. See, so that's why it has to be shown at some point. But not everybody can appreciate it. A lot, even back then. When you see the ecstatic appearance, like now, here, you see the ecstatic appearance of devotees here in our Sangha. And people think, oh, that's weird. Oh, that's not. See, and they're Vaishnavas. Yeah. They're Vaishnavas. They're worshiping Krishna. In other words, that's why Jesus said to the woman at the well, you're just following external rules, regulations, and you have to go here and there for pilgrimage. You have to go to the temple. But we know who we worship. See, that's intimacy. The Lord reveals to his devotee himself and who he is and what he likes and all that stuff. But it's in ecstasy. It's in divine rapture. See, so they didn't see it. But when they saw it, then they could because they were already on the ecstatic devotees themselves. Then they thought, oh, wow, this is a real devotee here, regardless of his external appearance. So this is where Krishna consciousness is driving forward. It's driving to the point where you got to realize, okay, devotees will have different situations or maybe in different situations, but do they have the symptoms of intimacy with God? Whether they're Christians, Muslims, or Vaishnavas, are they ecstatic when they worship the Lord? Do they have the symptoms of a person who has a close relationship with God? Because if they do, they'll have this ecstatic appearance. If not, then they're external devotees. They're not woken up yet. They can't help you very well. Doesn't matter how big a position they have in Vaishnavism or Muslims or in the Christian community. If they have no ecstatic love, then they don't have any intimate knowledge of the absolute truth to really help you through the Maya. Otherwise, the Maya bewilders people that are not intimate with the Lord and are protected by that divine. See, if you have intimate symptoms of ecstatic worship, that means you have the personal potency of the Lord. You are in his yoga maya. See, and worshiping the Lord in intimacy and ecstasy. These are the real authorities in the world. Otherwise, if you're in Vaishnavism and you're not looking for that kind of authority, where the person is empowered by the transcendental potency, you're going to be more or less blind, and you're not going to find the real path. The real path is the devotee teaching this, not just like, see, this is the problem with the level what Prabhupada was teaching, he was that kind of devotee, but he didn't teach these details so that people could, that's what it's about. So therefore, still people are unclear. What is a representative of Vaishnavism? What is a representative of Christianity? It's always the same thing. Are they intimate with the Lord, where they get intimate realization and understanding? Because that's what brings them and anyone who listens them back to the kingdom. Otherwise, people will be more or less bewildered by the Lord's Mahamaya. Ecstasy, ecstatic, intimate worship protects the devotee from his illusory potency, material potency. It's why, you stay close, you stay in that circle of influence, and then you'll be saved. You'll be free. You'll be set free.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
With the exception. However, Mukunda did not reveal Pundarika Vidyanidhi's identity to anyone. Thus, Pundarika remained a materialistic self-enjoyer in the eyes of the ordinary folks. Only Mukunda and his brother
Whether you're a sannyasi, or whether you appear as a sannyasi, or appear as a beggar, or appear as a Vaishya or a Kshatriya, and you only see that, then you don't know, is this person or a sannyasi, is this person a real devotee? But when you appear, or the Lord appears in you and through you in his ecstatic emotional stage, now you know the real nature of that person. Otherwise you don't know. And that's the whole thing. We don't know those are gurus out there. How do I know he's a guru? I only see his appearance as a sannyasi. So I can't honestly know, can I? How do I know they're real qualified to bring me to Vrindavan? I only see their appearance as a sannyasi. That's still a material level of the Varnashram system. I need to see. Like, you show me that you're like Pundarik Vidyanidhi, that you have ecstatic, intimate relationship with God, then I'll know. Why should I spend my whole life following you if I only see this appearance as a big scholar and a sannyasi? That's still ordinary. You're an ordinary.
Show me your devotion.
Yeah, show me the devotion. Otherwise, how do I know? I'm here. I'm greedy. I'm hungry, man. I come here to the Leela to learn something. The Lord shows me this stuff. It's like, it's obvious. Pundarik Vidyanidhi appeared like a materialist until his intimacy was revealed with the Lord. Genuine intimacy and understanding. Okay? So anyway, you start thinking like that, you find the real path.
Gadadhara Pandita and Mukunda were very dear friends and always kept each other's company. Mukunda thus told Gadadhara Pandita, "Listen carefully, Gadadhara. A very great devotee has come to Navadvip. You have been hankering for the association of pure Vaishnavas, and today your desire will be fulfilled. I will take you to see a wonderful Vaishnava devotee. In return for this, I simply want you to think of me as your dear servant."
You see, you've been hankering. If you're hankering, the Lord will bring you to a pure Vaishnava, and that's what you'll see. Otherwise, he may bring you, if you're not really sincere, maybe you want something else, he'll bring you to somebody who is just like a stand-in, an imitator still. They're not really clear about what being a real Vaishnava guru is. A real guru can take you all the way to home base, which is Vrindavan. I mean, that's, if you're not ready for a deliverer and you can't appreciate a deliverer, the Lord will lead you to some preliminary person. Well, learn these rules, regulations, and all that. But the person themselves may not be qualified with this bhakti. But when you're ready to be delivered, In some life, you'll meet a bona fide spiritual master, and they won't just give you the rule following path like Moses and Prabhupada. They'll give you the intimate understanding. Yeah, that brings you to recognize what is God. God is this ecstatic worship. It's reflected on the body of the devotee. Lord Chaitanya was crying because Pundarik Vijayanidhi was crying. If you would, at that moment of the Lord's crying and you were there with Pundarik, you'd see the same ecstasy in Pundarik Vijayanidhi that the Lord was feeling over there. See, there's no over there with the devotee. There's no time and space. Like that one Bono person, he said, hey man, sometimes I don't have the computer working and I feel you guys. There's no time and space. You think of the devotees. This is the thing. You come here, you'll be able, if this all goes dark, you'll be thinking of the devotees and you're connected with them. You'll feel that love, that ecstatic devotion. And there you go, man. That's the whole point of being here, is relishing ecstatic relationship with the Lord and his devotees. You know, and if you're alone in a cave, that can also happen when you get purified.
Yeah, and then they invite a Swami, and then they all, wow, and he comes, and you should come, and then when he's there, they all say, do you feel it? You feel it, and you feel it. He's all, and I felt nothing, and I felt nothing, and I say, no, I don't feel it. Don't you? Today, I only felt anything with you. Mm-hmm. And they say,
yeah. See, what they're feeling are the modes of nature. They're feeling their own,
imagination.
Yeah. It could be imagination, could be material feeling. See, so devotees, they only awaken with ecstatic devotees. It's like Nityananda, the pastime. This is in Chaitanya Bhagavat. Lord Nityananda went on pilgrimage all over India, and so did Madhavinda Puri, and they didn't feel ecstatic with anybody. They just saw nice sannyasis, religious people, and yogis, and all that. They didn't feel any ecstasy until they met each other, and then boom, they ecstasy. See, so we're all looking for that. Otherwise, you don't feel anything. I don't feel the modes, and I don't feel these things much in the world. Sometimes a little something, but I don't feel stuff in because I feel so much of this bhakti that's my real feeling. It's becoming normal. This is the new normal for devotees. New normal with this mask and social. Oh my God, man, this is crazy, insane. This is the new normal. You got to become normalized like this. A normal devotee is an ecstatic one. You have ecstatic, intimate love of God, and these modi feelings of this stuff you see in the devotees, even here sometimes. This is not real. This is all coverings for the soul. Devotees, we have to be under the shelter of the blissful spiritual potency of the Lord. That's what you learn here. We're all learning that. See? And that's the real shelter. But these people are being jerked around by people jerking their material emotions around. They get them by their words. See, the word, you believe the word is your God, man. Oh yeah, if Fauci word your God, is Bill Gates your word your God? Well, then that's why you're in fear and panic and masked up. And social distancing and all this because you're afraid of some invisible virus. This is the insanity of believing in those who are not really qualified to give you shelter. You become in fear. That's what it is. When you don't have the real shelter of the Lord that comes through his real representatives in this world, you're in fear. Even Vaishnavas, I watch them doing their kirtan. This is to me is a slight on Krishna. Oh, they're going around Hare Krishna down in Rio de Janeiro, man, with their fucking masks on. What is this? What kind of belief you have? Who do you believe? That's put in there. That's your Luciferian word. I don't care how sincere you are or think you are. You're some faith in Lucifer. That's you're being sacrificed. That's the sacrificial thing. You look it up in Luciferian worship. You're masked up when they sacrifice you. Right before your face, they're showing you what they're doing to you. And devotees are putting their friggin' mask on.
What kind of a
Well,
glorification
who are you
is that?
worshiping, man? You're fucking worshiping Lucifer. You're worshiping the Lord's Maya. You believe in Maya. You know, the Lord shows me this stuff. If it's not showing you, that means you're a weak devotee. You don't have the real shelter. I don't know, you jump up and down and chant Hare Krishna with your friggin' mask on and believe in the social, all that stuff that is for materialists and people under Maya. You'll probably take your vaccination. What are these leaders in our group? They're telling people take the shot. See? You're a worshiper of the Lord's Maya. I don't care. You're still on the level of hypocrisy. You need to shelter real devotees. Otherwise, those who get your shelter are being sacrificed to the Maya. You are not worthy shelters in this world. There's no time to dick around now. You're either going to be saved or you're going to be sacrificed to the Maya. You know, no time, man. You want to worry? Oh, yeah, the leaders are telling you to take the friggin' shot. They wear your mask, and so you can't breathe and breathe your own CO2 and get brain diseases.
They don't know the
You
purpose
believe
of Kirtan. Kirtan is glorify the Lord and sending the vibrations into the universe with a mask on.
With a mask on. This is the thing. This is hypocrisy. This is by listening to leaders who are not real leaders. What do you want to go to Vrindavan or not? Well, that's what we teach. No more where, oh, that's okay. Wear your mask, man. You know, you listen, take the shot of the leaders because, you know, I'm so, but got to show I'm humble as pie. No, truth, man. You want to get out of this? You got to be with ecstatic devotees who represent the real Krishna Vrindavan, and then you'll get out. It's too hard, this preaching. Well, go wear your friggin' mask and go listen to the hypocrites. That's bottom line. That's what Jesus did. He was like that. Oh, don't, you know, it's appointed for the hypocrites, the Pharisees, man. They're not really real representatives of God. He was intimate with the Lord. Those are the only real representatives of the transcendental Lord. You want to be delivered or not? You want to dick around? Go worship amongst those kinds of persons. You know, it's just, you know, it's like, you know, you can't be delivered by putting your feet in two boats. Oh yeah, and you're not really in the boat of the Lord until you make your stand with the real devotees who have real devotion. I'm all in, both my feet there, not one in and one over here. Which that's all you can do with the scriptures. You got your toe in over there, but you don't even know how to put your feet all the way in because your leaders aren't all the way in. They're still caught up in hypocrisy. They don't like ecstatic devotion. They don't like association with ecstatic devotees. Okay? This is like the end times, man. There's no time to beat around the bush. It's just the firm truth. Let's see, we got a face here. Let's look at this guy. He thinks this is funny. I'm trying to be serious here.
No
People,
time.
when I'm serious, my students, they only laugh at me. The others shaking their boots, the ones that are in two boats.
Shaking their boots.
Or whatever, shaking their slippers, whatever they're wearing. High heels. A lot of Vaishnava gals, they're wearing high heels and they come up on Facebook to show, hey, what are you doing, man? Show their cleavages and stuff. Vaishnava was wondering, I said, what is going on here? That's not Prabhupada.
They like to shake their boots.
Let's go to Hari.
I like to shake the boots.
Yeah. So anyway, that's really the essence is hey man, you know, we're here for the greedy. You really want Krishna, we're going to tell you the truth. It may shake you to the roots. It's like that poem I told you about before. It's such a great poem by Kahlil Gibran about love. Real true love is like this. It'll caress your tenderest branches, and then it'll shake from the root of your clinging to the ground. It's like that. It's just shake, so it shakes the dirt off, and then the fruits come down too at the same time. It's like a tree, got fruits, and they're still up in the tree, and the tree's in the dirt. So there's a point where the Lord picks the tree in the middle and shakes the thing, and the fruits come down, and the dirt comes off. That's our Sangha here. You ready for that?
Lots of fruits around here.
Krishna will grab you in the middle and shake the thing, and the fruits come down, and the dirt comes off. Now that's pretty good process. Fast.
There you go. Shake your shit out of you.
Oh,
Read Govinda's thing.
The excited and happy gather thereupon. Oh, sorry, Govinda's.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, she's respectful. You got to learn from Lalita Ganga, man. She shows respect to her guru.
Can I say something? No, I won't. I'll leave it for private messaging. Sorry. I'm learning.
Maybe people are stupid in fear. You're being lined up executing with a muzzle.
Yeah, execution. You're being lined up for execution with a muzzle. It's true. I mean, this is really the truth. And they're lying to you. Oh, it's like lambs being led to slaughter. They don't know they're fattening them up. Oh, we're just, just go down this line like this. And then the guillotines come, That's what they're doing. They got, the guy found these two soldiers. They found, I'm sorry to get you guys, fear, but hey, man, light a fire under your ass with truth might help. So anyway, in America, these two soldiers stumbled into the room, and there are hundreds of guillotines in there. What the hell are the guillotines being in America in this room, the big room of the guillotines?
I don't want to burst your bubble. I hate to burst your bubble.
Okay.
But you know how time consuming and messy decapitation is? Really?
Yeah. No. It's very fast, especially when there's no electricity. Yeah. See, that's the blackout's going to come,
That works
very effective.
Very good thinking. Why are we going to do when there's no power? Guillotine! Oh, yeah.
No electric chair anymore.
What about a big rock?
Yeah. You want to take the shot? No.
Meet our friend Gil O'Teen.
Yeah, what is the difference? They use stuff like they beheaded people with swords in the Christian time. And they put them crucified. What is it? This always been. We've been protected from this stuff in America. Because you could have so-called free speech, but that was just a privilege. Now that's taken away, and you can't do much about it. People look at these people; they just take your free speech away. As long as you say anything that doesn't, they don't want to hear about what they're doing to you. Don't have any other opinion other than the line. Oh, it's very good to get your little thing. It's very wonderful to wear the thing, man. Don't hear anything else. Oh, it's very wonderful to be locked down. It's very wonderful. Just this la-di-da. Oh, Biden, you're such a great, intelligent person. Oh, it's just like God himself has come down. But you got to just believe in those lines. See? And anything against that is wrong. Misinformation. It's ridiculous. It's so obvious, And and that's what you get. And that's why I say when I see devotees following those instructions, then and believing in those instructions, I said, you see, God is not protecting them very well. But you want the protection very well, you come here and you'll learn what it is to be protected by the Lord.
His spirit will work. Krishna's spirit will work.
Yeah.
If you go there, if you go close to where his power is.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
Wait a minute. Let's
Okay.
back up a second. Can I just back us up a second?
Yes. Go ahead. We're listening.
You've got devotees.
Okay. Yeah.
They want to get together and chant the holy name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You go to your government representative and say,
Yeah.
can we open up our temple? And they say, sure you can, as long as you, one, wear a mask, and two, maintain social distancing.
Mhm.
And now you could go stick your social distancing up the high hole if you know what,
Mhm.
and sit at home and Zoom with all your friends. Or you could go to the temple, sing the holy name through a mask, which is going to cause, irreparable damage to your lungs if you're an idiot, and just sit in the temple and sing Hare Krishna with your good buddies. Hey, they're not as fortunate to have your association, Sheila Gorhard, and I feel sorry for them, but hey, make the best out of a bad bargain. Put the mask on. Don't hug anybody. Sing Hare Krishna back home for your dinner. What's the problem?
I don't
Shake your head at me like that,
Too
Lolita.
much of a
You
stuff.
shake your head
Too
at
much-
her.
It's
I'm
better-
sorry,
Better,
Go
I
on.
think better. I think better to just open up the temple and go through it if you're going to do it. If not, stay home and just be free. I don't know. That's what I would do. Why?
yeah.
That's why you're not a temple president.
That's right. That's why I wouldn't. Yeah, I would. Because some people are doing that. With their businesses, they're just like in what do you call in Italy? They just opened 30,000 businesses. Hey, we're not doing this anymore. They just all opened. See, and then all of a sudden they couldn't do anything. So people, if they want to do anything, if they did stuff like that, even at that level, if not, all I know is find the association of ecstatic devotees. Otherwise, you're going to be off like that. And our bodies may be off, but we know where we're going. The whole point is to develop the spirit of devotion awakened in your heart. You got the Holy Spirit. Otherwise, you're not saved. You're saved. Let them do it like Jesus said. Don't fear those who can kill the body, but those who can kill the soul. Basically, by misleading you, keeping you away from awakening. See, fear those persons.
How can you chant the holy name of the Lord while you're suppressed by a muzzle on your face?
You want a demonstration, do you?
No, I don't do it.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Well, we can't.
I will use Facebook.
At least Karuna's original. He has original thoughts. That's great. I like it. That's awesome.
Original start chant Hare Krishna.
Yeah, he has. I like it. He gets into what do you call acting it out too. That's really great. Yeah. All right. Well, take your opinion in consideration here.
How can you chant with a mask on your face? How can you chant with all that lipstick on your face?
That's not the same. That's my own choice. That nobody told me to.
Lolita.
No, a mask is something they say you can't come in. You're.
Lolita, I want to take my clothes off and rub my penis on every lamppost, but the government won't let me. You know what? You just got to do what you got to do.
I think we need Govinda up here. Let's get his opinion here.
I go to toilet.
Okay.
I will hear it.
Okay.
I pass on that suggestion. I pass on that suggestion of wearing a muzzle because it's better to tell people the truth than be a compromising sellout. That's the way it is, man. Tell people the truth.
They won't listen
Tell
to
the
you,
truth, man.
Govinda. They won't listen to you.
Well, who wants to go in the temple anyway? We've
Well,
got the
that's-
temple here.
Yeah, Sachi wants to go, and she feels uncomfortable because people are looking at her strange. Because she's breaking protocol. You want to go to the temple, you wear the fucking mask. You don't want to go to the temple, stay at home and Zoom.
No, be a warrior
complain.
instead of a muppet. Go to the temple and tell them they've been
Oh,
mugged
yeah.
off.
By the way, I think
And
we
that's
got
the way it is. You've been gagged, mugged off. Tell them how it is. You've been primed for execution. Tell them the real deal. Don't sell out and be a compromise like the GBC. Tell them the real deal. Take your muzzles off.
That's a
Chaitanya
waste of
Mahaprabhu was a
time.
revolutionary.
It's a
Chaitanya
waste of
Mahaprabhu
time.
wouldn't
Just
go for
chant
that
Hare
bullshit.
Krishna and have a good time. Don't waste your time trying to talk to these people. They won't listen to you. Pick
Well, you
your
gotta-
battle.
Yeah, well, I don't particularly waste my time listening to people who are too in the illusion, but there's many innocent people who benefit from knowing the truth and seeing people sell out. Muppets are going to sell out left, right, and centre as they are doing in the medical profession, just like in the quarantine of World War II. So they don't need Muppets selling out. Tell them the real deal. I ain't wearing a muzzle, man. I want to breathe and chant Hare Krishna. That's my side of the street. But if you want to sell out, sell out.
Yeah, you know, the main thing is people also need see people we're called marginal. See, where our spirit is marginal, we're jiva. So jiva has to take shelter of something. So you either take shelter of the Lord's Maya, or you take shelter of his spiritual potency through the devotees. See, by associating with his devotees. And so that's really the thing. And that's why people don't listen. You notice they don't know how to find the real worthy shelter. Otherwise, they have to have shelter somewhere. So they take shelter of the Lord's Maya. So people are wondering why can't we get these people to change? You know, it's hard because, you know, they're looking for shelter. And if you can't give it to them, if you can't give them this option, the main thing is we're giving them this option. They still might not listen, but those who do, oh yeah, if you will just come and chant the holy names in association of ecstatic devotees, then you'll be saved from this fear. See, we still may get our little heads chopped off, but you know, like Paul did, but still, you know, you're protected. Your soul.
Yeah, go out like a warrior. Be a warrior,
Yeah,
not a
be a
fucking
warrior.
muzzle up, sell out fucking bollocks of a GBC.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Oh,
by the way, I watched the cussing. I already see they took me off YouTube because of
All right.
that. You know, they just put a thing.
Who do they think they are?
Yeah.
Mute
Yeah.
Karuna.
Them.
Yeah. So you can't do so much of this. I mean, I also have to.
And if they ever are
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what are you gonna do? They're getting really, you know. Community standards, of course. Their community. their standards and their community. And unless we can comply, we're not in their community. So
Okay, here we go. So here's the same analogy. You're on their platform, you gotta respect their wishes. They let you open the temple, you gotta respect the wishes. Or guess what? You get shut down, baby.
So we get shut down. So what? What are you gonna do?
And so then we can't talk to you anymore. Great.
Oh, we'll go on another platform. That's Krishna's will.
Fuck it.
Hey,
let's do
Ahmed
it.
Ryan, when he goes in the church, he's always escorted out the church. He just goes up to the pastor. He goes, "Why are you chanting and giving sermon with the mask on? The congregation can't hear you. You can't be heard." So he just takes the microphone and shouts, "Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare," and then they escort him out the church. You know, but at least they hear the holy
Ahmed
name.
Ryan is a
warrior,
and
not a
Ahmed
Muslim
Ryan
muppet.
and if Ahmed Ryan thinks it's funny to be escorted out of a church because with their microphone, Ahmed Ryan's got a screw loose. Did you hear that? You heard
can
that
hear
through
your
the
jealousy,
mask.
the
And
envy, yeah.
that's amazing.
We hear your jealousy, your envy, and your
See,
instruction
it's
of
no big
everyone.
deal to be
We don't
shouting
listen
out
to
in
your
church
instruction
for
of
causing
Vides.
a fracas. You know, let the pastor do what he's doing. Don't interrupt him.
Don't. Thank you for the Videy instruction. We'll ignore it.
Well, where did he
Videy
go?
Bhakti.
Where did he go? Where did Karuna
Oh, I
go?
don't know.
I think,
Videy Loka.
I think one of those canes, you know, when you're on stage and they get a cane, they take the person off. They kind of.
He's gone to Videy Loka to instruct the Vides.
Una.
Don't worry, Karuna. We still we appreciate. I appreciate your opinion. That's good.
Yeah,
no
appreciate
problem.
it too.
Yeah,
I just
at least,
ignore it.
At least is himself. You know, it's
Yeah.
better to be yourself. You know, because it doesn't work with suppressing people. Even especially Karuna. He gets very angry. He'll become a Satan worshiper.
You can't suppress a rebel.
Yeah. we don't want we don't want to scare Karuna away so he becomes worships Satan. Mary said, I felt blissful singing at the temple. See, mask or no mask, is a fear you could choose. That's right. All right, so we got our opinions. So what to do? We're all individual. So
I'm happy we have Facebook.
Yeah, look.
And we have Be Live, and we can see each other,
Yeah.
and we can chant holy name without mask like this.
Yeah.
Without feeling suppressed.
Yeah.
What
That
is
Karuna? That was Karuna.
I just got caned by Sheila Gar Haridas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay, so let's chant the holy name a little bit here.
All right, but you have to wear your masks. Lolita, put your mask on now.
I don't have one.
Get her out.
I can make one, you remember? The white one?
Oh.
With your lady bits.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. No, we'll put River up there. There's only one per household because we only have 4 slots. One per household.
Yeah, Muna. You're not in the middle. Your camera, we can't see your face.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Well, maybe we should. How are you feeling today, River?
Krishna.
Oh, here, there you go.
I feel all right. I just get breathless and I have this pain in my left-hand side, which seems to be going, but I'm not sure. Other than that, I just get really tired.
Uh-huh.
That's it, really. Other than that, I'm all right.
Okay, good. All right. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna,
Okay.
Hare Hare Ram.
We had our little rough and tumble section here. It's just somebody's got to have a release, you know. It's like, complain, you know, and get mad and all that. Human, right? You got a human side here, not just all. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Rama, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Ram Ram
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Hare
Rama Rama
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Rama
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama 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 Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare Rama
Ram
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
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 Rama Hare Rama
Hare Krishna Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Hare Rama
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare
Rama Rama Hare
Oh
Hare
my.
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram
Rama Rama Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Rama
Rama
Rama Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Hare
Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Rama Rama Hare
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 Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama Hare Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Shri
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Shri Krishna
Ram,
Chaitanya
Ram, Hare Hare,
Prabhu Nityananda.
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama.
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Thank you,
Rama
Krishna. Thank you, Krishna. Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
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 Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you, Krishna. Thank you,
Hare
Krishna. Thank you,
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Rama, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Rama,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Rama Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hari,
Hare Rama,
Hari,
Hare Rama, Rama
Hari
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hari
Krishna
Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare
Rama, Rama,
Hare
Hari, Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna, Krishna, Hari, Hari,
Hare Krishna,
Hari Ram, Hari Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hari Hari.
Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Hare Ram, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Thank you, Krishna, thank you, Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Rama, Rama
Rama,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama.
I'm wrong.
Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Rama
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama
Rama Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Krishna Parminda.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Try to focus.
Krishna Hare Hare. Hare
Try to be.
Ram
Hare
Krishna.
Come on.
Hare Krishna
Try to be spiritual here.
Krishna Hare Hare.
Yeah, you speak money me.
Hare
Sorry.
Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Now, where were we? Sorry. You did that on purpose.
Rama Rama
Hare Krishna
You know?
Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. I love you, Karuna.
Hare Rama
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
I remember I was in Radhadesh and this guru was there chanting. His name was Paramanandas, whatever. And he had this thing because he went to an Ayurvedic doctor, never to hold in his flatulence. Oh my God, that guy would just crack out farts every 5 seconds. I nearly shit myself. I sitting there going, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Anyway, sorry. Back to the
that's
program.
A good way for transcendental laughter.
Transcendental thought.
Yeah, I'd be laughing the whole time, man. I'd be chanting and laughing. Let's go there, get some more bliss. Hare Krishna Krishna.
It was a competition to try to keep her faces straight.
Oh boy.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Rama,
Rama, Rama Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Bless.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Rama, Rama Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna
Thank
Krishna,
you, Krishna.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Rama,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna.
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We'll never be ashamed of you, Krishna, never.
Hare Krishna,
I'm proud to know you.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
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 Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Rama
Ram, Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Hare Ram.
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Ram, Hare
Rama
Ram.
Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Rama. Hare Krishna Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram, Hare
Krishna.
Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Rama
Krishna,
Rama Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama Rama
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram,
Rama
Hare Ram,
Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama
Hare Ram.
Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri
Sri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya,
Sri
Sri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya,
Sri
Sri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya,
Sri
Sri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya, Sri Krishna
Sri
Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya Sri
Sri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya,
Sri
Sri
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya, Sri
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Chaitanya, Sri
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Chaitanya,
Hare
Sri
Hare
Krishna Chaitanya,
Rama
Sri
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya,
Krishna Krishna
Sri
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Sri
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya,
Rama
Rama Rama Hare
Shri Krishna
Hare Krishna
Chaitanya.
Hare Rama Hare Krishna
Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda
Gauranga.
Gauranga 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 Gauranga
Gauranga. Gauranga.
Nimai Nitai Nimai Nitai
Gauranga. Gora, 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 Gora Nitai, Gauranga.
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
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 Rama
Rama
Rama Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Rama Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram
Rama
Ram
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
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 Rama
Ram Ram Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama
Ram
Rama
Ram Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram Ram
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Hare
Hare Hare
Rama Hare Rama Rama
Krishna
Rama Hare
Hare Rama Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna Hare
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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Rama Rama Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Rama Rama
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Rama,
Nityananda,
Hare
Nityananda,
Rama, Rama Rama. Hare
Nityananda,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Nityananda,
Hare Rama, Rama.
Nityananda, Nityananda,
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, 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 Hare
Nityananda,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama,
Nityananda,
Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna,
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 Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare Rama, 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 Hare. Karuna, I thought that you were frozen, but you're not.
That's from 10 years experience as a mime. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. There you go. There's the tears. Just don't blink. There you go. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Lalita, it's a wonderful to chant with you. It's my first time actually chanting with you, but it's really wonderful.
Wonderful to chat with you as well.
It's really an honor.
Right.
Oh, look at him. He's singing over there. I don't know. I was in a trance with you guys. I don't even know what time it is. I might be late for work. What time is it? No.
It is.
9:21.
Wow. 5:30.
9:21 in the morning here.
In the evening here. PM with me.
House menstrual cycle.
What? Oh, I hear something. I think I understand, but not everything. Because of my English.
You gotta get that mask on.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Like I thought, yeah.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Somebody's
Hare
coming.
Ram, Hare Ram.
Is it Srila Gaur Haridas?
Ram,
or is
Ram,
it?
Hare Hare.
Oh!
Hey, Gaur Hare. Yay!
I was just watching from the sidelines. I wanted to see how ecstatic everybody was. I'm grading the tests here.
I had tears in my eyes, Maharaj. I had tears.
Oh, good. 10 points.
You had tears.
Fuck you. They were huge. Big, massive tears. Oh, massive.
Yeah.
Cole saw them.
So go on chanting. I'm ordering my battery charger here.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna.
And Prabhupada said, keep on chanting. I'm ordering my battery charger.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta.
I'm going over to listen to Johan
Sri Lagora
singing.
He can sing, that's okay. But we are here now.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Don't
Krishna.
interrupt me when I glorify God.
Krishna, Krishna.
No, I
Hare
think
Hare.
I'll stay here actually.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, just the holy
If
name.
that guy doesn't get you transcendentally surcharged, you might as well stick your tongue on a battery.
Ravani Pracharire Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasaya Deja Tarini Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu
Sri
Nityananda
Krishna Chaitanya.
Sri Vasa
What?
Gora.
I blame
Sri
you,
Krishna
Cole.
Chaitanya.
I blame you for putting him all that rap stuff in his head.
Oh, is it my fault? Okay, that's a good thing. Hare Krishna. Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Freestyle to the max.
Krishna.
In heaven, every word is a rhyme, every step is a dance.
Yeah, but in Johan's case, every word is a roadblock and every dance is a slip.
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Oh
Krishna
man, I gotta watch it
Hare
again.
Krishna,
That's
Hare
good
Krishna,
funny.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
That's just awesome.
Hare
Hare
Rama.
Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama. It's a Johan goes bananas. He goes bananas.
Yes? Yes.
Shri Krishna
Oh yeah.
Chaitanya,
Yes.
Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Gadada, Srivasadi, Gaura Bhaktavrita, Nityananda, Nityananda,
Nityananda.
Nityananda, 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 Nityananda.
She wants her dinner served out, and I'm watching Maharaj buying a battery charger.
Nityananda.
How come Cole's got a bigger picture than me and Lolita?
Hare Krishna,
Huh?
Hare Krishna.
Lolita should have a bigger one than you. Cause
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Rama.
Don't expect the answer from me.
Rama, Rama, Hare
Maharaj is still watching.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
I'm
Hare
learning
Rama,
Facebook how to censor. They're very good for teaching me how to censor things.
Hare Krishna.
Who is teaching you that?
Facebook.
Oh,
Hare Krishna. He's here and he's gone. I'm like, he's here oh, and gone. Hare Krishna. Hare
peace for a while.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Do you want to, Lalita, you want to do call and response? Like you chant and I chant, like just back and forth?
How do you mean?
Like you say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare. And then after you're done, I say it and we go back and forth.
I say it once and you repeat?
Yeah, I repeat how you said it and we go back and forth.
All right, let's check this out.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. You see, you learn from the best. That's why I wanted to do it. I just learning from the best. I chant right after you, and I feel it. What you feel, I know. I love doing that. Thank you so much. I have to go to work, guys. It was wonderful to chant with you guys. It's been hard to get online and chant with you guys sometimes because of my schedule and things. But Lalita, it was wonderful to chant with you.
Nice to meet you, Cole.
Yes, I hope to do it again.
Yeah, we will. We will.
Hare Krishna, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, Srila Gaur
Bye-bye.
Haridas. Bye, Karuna. Haribol, Haribol. Blissful morning. Thank you, guys.
Bye bye. Oh, Karuna.
Okay, guys, I think that's good enough for our group thing here. Now you guys do your individual things. Maybe Lalita can go live now and show off what's going on in Kunj over there.
Give me a little half an hour.
Yeah. Before
Something
to the work. Okay, great. Thank you for coming, everybody, and have a nice morning. More looking forward to coming back here after a little rest and some oatmeal. And
thank you, Guru Maharaj. Bye bye.
This is the full one.